Late Archbishop Abraham, born in Kottayam, Kerala. The late Archbishop was ordained into priestly life in 1969. He was consecrated as the Bishop of the Diocese of Khandwa in Madhya Pradesh in 1977. At the young age of 34, thus becoming the youngest prelate in India to be ordained as bishop. He also holds the fame of being the 100th bishop of the Indian Catholic hierarchy. He initiated a commission for youth in India and became its first chairperson in 1986. From 1998 to 2004, he was the chairperson of the Western Region Bishops' Council. On April 22, 1998, he was inducted as the Archbishop of Nagpur and served for 23 long years. He was vibrant in serving God until his very last day and entered Lord's kingdom to receive the eternal prize on April 19, 2018.
In many ways, I can vouch and say God has been with me, and as it were, He throws me from His one hand, but He holds me in His next hand like that. It was in 2004, I was in Chicago, America, and I had gone for a function. My sister and family were also there with me, and we are flying back from Chicago to Frankfurt and India. The Air India flight was delayed for 4.5 hours, therefore we were on the ground. As we are waiting to check in, something happened to me. I'm not sure what exactly happened to me. Later I realized, people told me it was a silent attack, a heart attack. I had a very severe heart attack. I can only vaguely remember that I asked for some water. My sister and family standing next to me realized she's a nurse and she said something wrong with me. So she asked for some water, then I drank some water. She said later on I was fainting, then she called the security person and security called ambulance, and the ambulance took me to the nearest hospital. And then there are two hospitals, they say, in Chicago airport, one right and left. It was a Catholic hospital, Resurrection Hospital in Chicago, where I was rushed. And as I was rushed, within 5 minutes, they did angioplasty of my heart. They said 5 more minutes, I would have gone. And they immediately, because they were able to do that, as they were rushing me in the ambulance, they were able to, contact the hospital. They realized the seriousness of this one and they operated. So I am alive today. Now, people say you're very, very lucky. I don't say it's luck. In our Christian life and language, there is very little relevance for luck. It is a blessing. My sister was with me, that the flight was 4.5 hours delayed, therefore I was on the ground, and that I was taken to a Catholic hospital, that I was taken care of, all that thing. It definitely, God wanted me to live, and it's an experience of God with me. I would have gone, no? So I went to this hospital, and this hospital happens, it was looked after by a Catholic nurse. Other one was a Methodist hospital. And I did not have a insurance, a health insurance that day. Now, of course, I have health insurance. Every year, the travel agent makes a health insurance valid for 1 year. So my travel and so on is covered. I did not have. And in America, medical bills were very expensive. 22 days I was in the hospital. 22 days I was in rehabilitation center. All that cost enormous amount of money. And the Archdiocese of Chicago, Cardinal George, may his soul rest in peace, he made some provision. The hospital made some provision for medical bills. My own relations paid and all that. And I had even a letter written by St. John Paul II to Cardinal George, telling him, I am praying for my brother Bishop. The news of my hospitalization, even reached Pope John Paul II. It was in 2004. For me, if I am sitting here and able to talk to you, it is really the hand of God that sustained me in this and furthermore. And of course, for about a year, I was lying low, as it were. I did not attend one or two of the meetings, but then I received more energy because when I came back to India in Nagpur, people said, we stormed heaven with prayers and God had to hear. So much of prayer that God had to hear, because when they heard I was struck, heart attack, and then I was improving. After 10 days, I had again a relapse, as it were. And so there is still a stent here and a filter in my thigh, which the doctors put second time. So it is definitely, and this has brought me a little more closer to God. There is someone who sustains you, who has a plan for you. And after my heart attack, I must say I have become more active, as it were. It is after that, I got involved more into this Jesus Youth, some of the activities of the CBCI, both in St. John's in Bangalore, later in the building up of a new medical college hospital in Ranchi, and so on. A little bit of my involvement after all this. So I have come to a conviction, God loves me, He cares for me, He has a purpose and He has a mission. I might as well do it sincerely. Therefore, sometimes, as it were risking, my life was risky, there is no risk in that. Even in spite of some of my difficulties and age and all that, I go beyond. Because I see there is someone who is directing me, someone who has made a plan for me. Otherwise, I would not be sitting here, or I would not be become a priest and then later on a bishop and archbishop. It's God's plan. God directing my life. And when I say these things, I am to a great extent a little bit emotionally choked, because I see there is someone. And such experiences are not only mine, many people. And so what I say is that when we have this experience of God, direct experience of God, His intervention in life, we must tell of that one to other people. And that's what we hear in the Bible. When the woman at the well, she could not contain that. She ran to the village and told them, and they in turn came. And therefore, that's the sense of being a missionary. Share the good things to other people, and that will build them up and also be grateful from our side to God. From the very beginning, I have been a promoter of youth and youth activities and youth life. And even at a very early age, when I was contemplating of a gathering of young people, many questioned. Gatherings are waste of time, waste of energy and money. It involves a lot of preparation, a lot of work. What happens at the end? Definitely, I am convinced gathering of this sort has a great relevance. And young people must share their joys and sorrows. Celebrations of this sort is an occasion for young people from this great Asia to come together, share their joys and their aspirations, and also share some of the difficulties and problems. And we say when problems and difficulties are shared, they are minimized. When joys are shared, they are multiplied. So I see a great relevance, especially here in Asia, where multicultural people are living. In my life as a bishop, I have been, as I said, moved, and I have been a great admirer of young people. Instantly, as some of you may know, I also am the international ecclesiastical advisor of Jesus Youth. So whenever I am called, whenever people ask me, what is your relevance, your relations with young people, I always say that young people are my weakness and they are also my strength. Weakness because when I meet young people, when they invite people, I just fall on them. So when we are weak, we fall. And then the strength, because they teach me many things. They give me strength. They, as it were, lift me up. If I am to a great extent today a little admirer of the young people, and even people are appreciative of my involvement in young youth movements, youth activities, youth life, I owe a lot sincerely from the depth of my heart from young people too. I have taught very little to the young people, but young people have taught me. And sometimes I am wonderstruck the dedication and the commitment and above all the spiritual and prayer life of some of the young people. Whenever we have some meeting, especially in the context of Jesus Youth, and we have discussion, deliberations, and they do not know what the next step, then said, hold on, let us spend some time in prayer. Let us ask what the Holy Spirit telling us. This attitude of waiting in patience, wanting to hear what God is speaking to them, is not easily found in many other organizations, even I can say some of our traditional organizations. So this is something beautiful about young people, and they have taught me. And that's why if I am a servant, in the sense, if I admire and I feel that the young people have also taught me a lot in my life. As a young water boy back in home, Kallara, near Kottayam, where I was born and brought up, we have a beautiful church dedicated to Mother Mary. Vyagala Mata, Mother of $7, you know. The feast is on the 15th of September. So I was a very devotee to Mother, the church, and even now there's a beautiful statue there. The church is built and built, but the old statue is still there, sacred. And even when I go as a bishop, I go there, even for a short visit to the church, but usually to revere the statue of Mother Mary. And now in Nagpur, so we have a great shrine of Our Lady of Lourdes. It's a big, recently we celebrated 125 years of that grotto. And probably the best natural set of grotto of Our Lady of Lourdes in India, because it is in the valley of a hillock, lot of trees and so on. And through my devotion to Mother Mary and my, I have, when I came in as Archbishop of Nagpur in 1998, when I moved from Khandwa to Nagpur, in 2000, year of the Yesu Christ Jayanti 2000, we celebrated the millennium, second millennium, we declared that grotto and Our Lady of Lourdes as the patroness of the Archdiocese. Our patron is St. Francis de Sales, and we don't say first or second. As patron, definitely this patroness. So I have great devotion to Mother Mary, definitely, and Rosary definitely is a part of my daily prayer somehow, if not fully. I should be able to say some prayers, some part of the Rosary, and that I definitely believe that this has become a part of it. Now, related to that is devotion to Mother Mary is also my own mother's story, which I also sometimes try to tell other people as inspiration. My mother was hospitalized for 3 months, and then my brothers brought her back home because they said, now there's no much way out and she will die because there's no more cure possible and no medicines have. But then I always, so when I visited 2 or 3 times, even she was unconscious, her fingers would always move like this, unconscious like that, because she was so used to reciting Rosary. Because even earlier days, our parents, they didn't understand the Mass. It is now only, especially after the Vatican Council, only Mass is being celebrated in vernacular language, in Malayalam, or they were, but that time they were reciting the Rosary, even participating in the Mass. So they're so used to, even in her unconsciousness, she was reciting. So that's probably one of the beautiful expressions why the popes down the ages, especially Pope John Paul II, also instituted yet another set of mysteries. So Rosary in the life of Christians, in the life of all, even as a priest or bishop, is very important. And devotion through Mother Mary, we reach Jesus. And I think I inculcate, and it has relevance in my life. I have deep devotion. Even as a young boy, when I was studying in the high school, we did not have that time this novena or perpetual succor. That time it was only in some churches. It took 3 kilometers to start the Saturday morning to go for attend the Saturday novena of perpetual succor. So from the very young age itself, I had a deep devotion to Mother Mary, and I think I encourage, and maybe to some other Christian denominations they don't understand, but those of us who understand, received favors from her, we encourage, we support, and we love that devotion.